Do you think you were born to bounce?
You're moulded by your surroundings. It's like why all the best rappers come from Compton.
They're all rapping about their experiences.
Same with all the best fighters coming from rough backgrounds, steel sharpened steel, fighting from the moment they're born, getting tougher each day.
Growing up like Spartans.
Where did you grow up?
Windermere.
What's the best way to describe bouncers?
We're like nuclear weapons, but more of a deterrent.
But like a nuclear weapon, when we go off, we leave one hell of a mess.
What's the most dangerous situation you've been in?
Probably Blackpool.
Yeah.
What happened?
Stag do was kicking off, 25.
30-ish.
Taking liberties because there was only two of us working. So I just got the DJ to turn the music off and the lights on, and everyone stormed out the building. And I think the stag do thought we'd join them. He just went and put the latch on the door, and you could see the blood draining from the faces because they realised it was on.
They realised they'd messed with the wrong bouncers.
What happened?
Well, officially, we used reasonable force to eject them.
Unofficially, we turned their lecky out.
Ilecki?
Electricity, lights out.
They left Blackpool with a stick of rock and a concussion.
How can you fight when you're outnumbered?
Rule 1 of bouncer defence, if outnumbered, fight back to back. I'll cover the front, he covers my 6.
We did it last Thursday night at the Gala Bingo when a drunk woman kept shouting house.
Hit with everything that night. Handbags, walking sticks, dabbers.
Is it true that you were on Danny Dyer's Hardest Men?
We filmed the episode.
And sadly, it never aired.
Why?
We were signing our job seekers allowance at the time and weren't declaring the money we were making from taxing, debt collecting, bouncing. So officially, couldn't go on.
We got the video though.
Yeah.
When you're living dangerously, sometimes you have to put yourself on the line. Look fear full in the face.
Fucking just a horrible feeling.
It's a shame because Danny said we're the hardest he's ever seen.
What was debt collecting like?
It's not an easy thing, torturing people.
We still hear the screams.
Did anyone not pay?
One guy nearly never paid.
We did the usual fingernails, toenails. He just laughed. A real piece of work.
It was a real hard nut. Even the electric shocks didn't work.
What did you do?
We took him to an abandoned container, tied him up, clamped his eyes open, and I made him watch Mrs. Brown's Boys.
Before the first adverts, he was giving us his bank details.
We obviously didn't want to take it that far, but we needed to get paid.
How's the OnlyFans page going?
It's going really well.
Trevor pays me £17 just to watch me eat. What's that, Trev? I can't take my top off. The camera crews are here. You.
Have you had any odd requests?
Yep. There was a weird guy, he asked me to get into a bath of honey and sing along to Celine Dion.
And what did you say?
It's actually more fun than it sounds. And I made 37 quid.
Which punters do you hate the most on the doors?
The ones that turn into solicitors, the ones that say, oh, it's against the law to pick me up and throw me out.
Yeah, it's against my human rights to get headbutted or thrown down the stairs.
What's your policy on drugs?
We have a zero drugs policy.
I've actually just taken this off some joker in the toilets.
Do you give it to the police?
We don't waste the time, we just flush it ourselves. Here, before we flush it, we'll have a bang on that before we flush it. Ooh.
Did it flush okay?
Yeah, flushed okay, that, yeah.
Yeah, is anyone else paranoid?